do think this year particularly is going to be one of the craziest years ever. I want to believe that there'll be a point down the road where we'll stop killing each other just out of human nature alone. I think that food in this country and many, many other things are setting him up to be fat. I feel sorry for young women, especially the ones that are just hitting puberty, because they are attaching their value to the amount of followers they have.
Where's society head, in your opinion?
Man, it's starting to feel like it's going to be a Hunger Games situation.
Doesn't it?
You know? But I think every day that goes by, we start to understand more and more who they are. And there's alternate platforms where people are able to talk, but I don't think we're there yet. I think that there's still a bit of a storm now. I do think this year particularly is going to be one of the craziest years ever.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, it's not just our election. It's like 40% of the world. And you have things like the World Economic Forum. And you have the ability for all of us to talk on a mass scale on Twitter like no other time before. You have Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to believe, because we're humans and it's instinctual for us to survive, that there'll be a point down the road where we'll stop killing each other. I do believe in 500 years they'll look back at us and be like, those idiots were still killing each other.
Yeah.
That's moronic.
Yeah.
Like, idiots.
Yep.
And I think before we blow each other up and blow the whole world up, just out of human nature alone, we'll come to a place where it'll just stop. We'll realize that, hey, we can't do this. We can't kill our own species. Because right now, you know, if you look at capturing territories and taking over land and countries, a lot of times that's an ego thing and it's like a monetary thing. But I think as the species of humans, we should consider that that's going to end and help Elon figure out why we're flying through space on a rock. That would be a good idea. Yeah. You know, because think of it like this. Think if a meteor was coming at the world today. This would be a great movie, by the way. And every country had to launch their nuclear weapons to blow the meteor up. We would be Team Earth very fast. Yeah. For that reason, I believe that we'll probably end up seeing that day. It might not be in our lifetime. Right now, I think it's going very, very negative. However, I do think as a whole, I don't think we're going to extinct ourselves.
All right, man. What's wrong with young men today? If you were to sum up, what's wrong with young men?
No pressure. I think they're very disenfranchised. They're coming into a financial situation that's not in their favor. And the girl that they used to be able to have a crush on and date and marry and be with for 30 years has an Instagram. To no fault of her own, she's seeing all the options of the world. I think in a lot of ways that's breaking up the nuclear family. I think that food in this country and many, many other things are setting him up to be fat. I think that video games are not helping that. And I think a lot of them are giving up. Many of them are being raised by single mothers. Being a mother is one of the most important jobs in the world. It's one of my most viral clips ever talking about mothers. But having a strong father around is something I think is very, very important for a young man. And they're lost. With every generation, I believe that there is a new set of problems and opportunities. And I think the problem for young men is most of their life can be lived inside of a house. When I wanted to kiss a girl in junior high, I had to get off the school bus, go throw my backpack down, find the playground somewhere, and I had to do it. The power of them not having to do it or just liking a photo, I think that's gone away. So the actual interaction of the young man and the setup of where we are even financially and that whole dynamic of the feminist movement as well, I think it sets a young man up to be angry, disenfranchised, and I think it might make him want to quit in many ways because he believes that only the top 1% of men can have a family or can get a girl or keep her. And in a lot of ways, there's a lot of unfortunate truth in that. And I think young men are just trying to find the answers. And for that reason, I think they're suffering.
What about women? What's wrong with young women today?
I feel sorry for young women, especially the ones that are just hitting puberty, because they are attaching their value to the amount of followers they have. And unfortunately, that follower count is directly, most oftentimes, related to the amount of skin they show online. Yeah. And I think that's a very, very sad thing. The reason that I have such a heart for helping young men is because I believe the more young men that we build that are strong, that take responsibility for their life, that do it anyway, even when it sucks, is going to directly correlate to how many young women we help by handing that man over to that young woman. I don't think that women want to be men as much as society is trying to tell them that they want to be men. Women today are growing phantom penises. And the point is that they say they want to be boss babes and but that's not their natural primal urge. And that's why I support being a mother so much. And that's why I said what I said about mothers. We're not putting mothers on a platform the way that we should. It is one of, if not the most important job in the world. This place doesn't run without mothers, but it's not being promoted. Cardi B is being promoted. OnlyFans is being promoted. Being a bad bitch is being promoted. But unfortunately, once you go through those years in your life, let's say 28 to 31, any guy that you can look up to and respect will see your past and probably not choose you. And I think that's a very big disadvantage for young women today. And again, let me say on both sides, it's not what's wrong with them. I don't think they're wrong. I'm not here to make anybody wrong. I'm not Jesus. I'm not judging them. Even the OnlyFans girls, I'm not here to judge them. I think they're in an atmosphere that doesn't lend themselves to be compatible together. And that's something society would have to fix. So So it's not the easiest thing.
Do you have kids?
I do have two.
You do? You have? And so
I have two girls.
Two girls, man.
Yeah, I have two girls.
So I've got two girls as well. And as they grow up, one of the questions my wife and I, we talk about all of the time is because I agree with you, like social media is going to be so damaging. I mean, it already is.
Yeah.
And as they get older, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. What are you going to do with your daughters to help prevent that from happening? Are you going to let them on social media? Are you going to...
I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell my girls the truth of the world. Hey, listen, I love you. I just want to give you a heads up. If you do this, this, and this, more than likely, you're not going to be taken serious by the kind of man you're going to want when that time comes. These are the tools that are going to help you in life. I'm going to help you and educate you. I'm going to privately educate my children. I'm going to educate you to put yourself in the best position you can to have the third thing, which is choice. And I'm going to love you regardless. If you want to do OnlyFans, I love you with all my heart. Remember the repercussions that I told you about. I'm going to love you anyway. I love you because if I can't love you and you can't even trust me in the conversation and believe what I'm saying is real. So you don't have to worry about me loving you, talking down to you, making you feel horrible. I love you. Believe this. This is what's going to happen. Even if I had a son that was, let's say he was gay. Bro, I love you anyway. I love him. Bring your boyfriend. See you at Thanksgiving, bro. I'm going to make jokes. We're going to have fun. You call me names back, bro. All good, bro. It's all love. But these are some of the things you're going to face. And these are some of the things that I see from people that maybe made the decision you are. And you probably want to avoid that because nobody likes that really. You know, like being flamboyant, for example. Like, dude, nobody cares. Nobody truly cares. Like, don't make it your identity. Take these skill sets in the middle that are going to set you up for a life that you actually want. Get them. Let me help you get these in place. And then you have choice. 'Cause I'm going to love you anyway. The end. That's exactly how I'm going to handle it. For both, either one. When I have boys, girls,